An important anniversary.
Yeah, 76 years ago today, Prohibition officially ended here in the United States. Fox 61's Jeff Vallen is celebrating that. He was at the Hooker Brewery this morning in Bloomfield with a look back. What a neat place. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, good morning. Actually, this is just water, I promise. But we are celebrating and enjoying the fact that, yeah, beer sales and beer drinking became legal in the U.S. for the first time in 13 years on this date back 76 years ago. Kurt Cameron at the Thomas Hooker Brewery, a good friend here, and some interesting facts that have come up as we've been talking about this.
Yeah, when you called me and said you wanted to do a story on this, so I went to the internet, of course, and started looking some things up. And yeah, there were some pretty funny facts about how this whole thing came about. So,
what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Well, first off, it was actually passed by the House and the Senate back in 1933 in February. But then it was required that 3/4 of the states had to ratify the whole idea that that alcohol would now be legal. So the first state actually ratified it this week, and that was Michigan. And the final state was actually Utah, which
Utah ratified it.
Utah ratified it in December. I think it was December 5th, 1933.
All right, but we got to start, got to start drinking beer on April 7th in 1933. And there's a whole lot of facts we can talk about over the course of the morning. And of course, the Hooker Brewery up here in Bloomfield, a wonderful place to come and have a cold one on a Friday night.
Yeah, on the first and third Fridays of each month, we have an open house where folks can come in for $10. They get a pint glass. They get to enjoy the company of a lot of other beer lovers. And the nice thing is that it benefits a charity, and that's the Village for Children and Family over here in Hartford.
Good deal. Well, and a good brew indeed. We are at the Hooker Brewery in Bloomfield. Jeff Vallen, Fox 61 Morning News.
All right. 5:45 this morning, the 18th Amendment made Prohibition a reality. Quick history lesson here. The 21st Amendment repealed it.
76 years ago today, Prohibition ended in the United States. Fox 61's Jeff Vallen is live at the Hooker Brewery in Bloomfield, and he's taking a look back. Hey, Jeff.
Hey there, Logan and Rebecca. Yeah, and otherwise we wouldn't be standing here. Kurt Cameron, certainly you're better off because of the end of Prohibition 76 years ago, right?
I'd say that's helped our business model a little bit, yes.
It can just a bit. You don't have to like you don't have to hide the sign. some interesting facts though we've been kind of joking about so already.
Yeah. I mean, we like I had mentioned earlier, we had actually gone out to the internet and looked up some things about the early temperance movement, and some of the writers actually insisted that because of these kind of habitual drinkers, they could periodically spontaneously combust and burn from the inside because of the alcohol.
Because of all the alcohol,
yeah,
so they would just burst into flames.
You're right, exactly. And
interesting.
That's a big problem. I think one of the other kind of favorite quotes was Franklin Delano Roosevelt declared at the end of Prohibition, what America needs now is a drink.
And you know what? And you've been crafting a few that he would have liked. For example, the watermelon ale.
I think Franklin would have loved that one.
And that's this kind of a springtime summer product that you guys are promoting.
Yeah, we actually kind of made it on a lark and put it out there, and the public liked it so much we thought, you know what, this year we'll actually bottle it and get it out there.
I think it's a good idea. I tasted it last fall and I quite like it. Now, real quickly, a trivia question here. What is the oldest continuously brewing brewery in the U.S. right now? Have a look at that, think that one over. We'll give you the answer at the in the next hour, but give it some thought. If you want to email me with your answers, any thoughts, you can do so at morningnews@fox61.com. And I think I might polish one of these off. Not now, maybe a little later in the day.
You're the boss.
All right, we'll get back to you guys. We're live in Bloomfield. Jeff Vallen, Fox 61 Morning News.
Fox 61's Jeff Vallen joins us live now from the Hooker Brewery. That's in Bloomfield. He's taking a look back and toasting. Hi, Jeff.
Good morning to you as well. Yeah, 76 years and one day ago, I couldn't have held this in my hand without getting into trouble. Fortunately, it's progressed a bit since then. Kurt Cameron, who is the chief, what's your actual title here?
Emperor.
The Emperor of the Hooker Brewery here in Bloomfield, and we've been having some fun with some of the facts. By the way, we were asking last hour, what is the oldest continuously operating brewery in the U.S., and do you know the answer?
I think I do.
What is it?
It's Yuengling.
That's right, out of Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Right.
Yep. Now, you're one of the youngest, right?
Well, I don't know about youngest, but one of the newer ones.
A spring chicken, right?
Yeah, compared to them, yeah.
And the watermelon ale is certainly one of the newer ones. Some other facts we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, actually, one of them that I thought was kind of funny was that folks were so convinced that alcohol was the root of all evil that on the eve of Prohibition, some towns actually sold their jails.
Sold their jail. Didn't they realize it's money that's the root of all evil?
Apparently not.
I guess not. Okay. And any others?
Just some of the philosophical issues that the temperance movement ran into, things along the lines of, alcohol was a sin, yet in the Bible there's obviously a lot of references to alcohol.
From wine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Jesus and, actually turning, water into wine and what have you.
He wasn't making Kool-Aid last I checked.
Not based on what they're saying, so, but just kind of interesting stuff.
Interesting stuff indeed. We do have more trivia for you about that, and certainly a little temperance is never a bad thing, but have one if you want to celebrate the end of Prohibition, just 76 years young. We're live at the Hooker Brewery. Jeff Vallon, Fox 61 Morning News. Celebrating in spirit, not quite indulging, if you know what I mean, but certainly happy, because I do enjoy a beer now and then. And also, Kurt Cameron, you run the brewery here, and I think you enjoy maybe some of the fruits of your labor?
Oh, every once in a while we indulge ourselves. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and we've been talking some fun history. We've been tapping into history this morning.
That is true.
And what else do you got for us?
Well, actually, there was a couple of things we talked about, kind of the negative components of things, but Prohibition actually helped a few people.
Really?
One in particular was Al Capone. Actually, I was amazed to find out how much money he reportedly made on a yearly basis during Prohibition.
How much was that?
$60 million a year. That's what.
Those dollars back in those days.
Back in the 1930s, late 20s and 30s.
So he was worth more than A-Rod.
I'd say so. Yeah.
To people who like beer anyway.
Absolutely.
And they got him on tax evasion.
I know. Yeah.
Savor the irony. Yeah. Isn't that cool? Well, you know what? I want to talk with Rebecca and Logan, because we're gonna fire a trivia question at them. Are you guys with me?
We're here.
All right, so here it is. And if you don't know the answer, that's okay, because we'll give it next half hour. But the question is, what was the first American brewer to sell beer in cans?
Anheuser-Busch.
Coors.
It's not. It was neither of those two. But we will. If you don't know, that's okay. You can give it some thought.
Pabst
Everybody knows
Blue
the answer.
Ribbon?
It wasn't Pabst, although Pabst
Is
was
that
the
American?
Pabst is American. In fact, Pabst is out of Milwaukee, and that back in 1895 was the biggest brewer in the United States. Certainly not anymore, but and you're going to overtake them soon, right?
We've got them in our sights, for sure.
Anyway, you can chew on that one about the first one to put beer in cans and sell it in cans. We'll have that answer for you. It's a little bit of an obscure answer. We'll give it to you, though, in the next half hour if you're stumped. We're live at the Hooker Brewery in Bloomfield. Jeff Vallon and Kurt Cameron, Fox 61 Morning News.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Colt 45? No.
I don't know. I'm dying to know. We've got to wait another half hour. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Old English?